Let's face it, all of us here, we've all gotten old. I can tell since the analytics revealed to me that most of you here are around my age, and I know full well how it feels to be in this case. You don't get to hang around with your old buds as often, and you also lack the time you used to have when you were a lot younger. Still, sometimes I have this urge to go reminisce of the old days and get drunk off nostalgia. One of those things that I fondly remember from my childhood was playing Ragnarok online in some seedy internet cafe alongside my cousins. For those of you here who don't know what Ragnarok Online is, it's basically a 2.5D MMORPG inspired by a manhwa called Ragnarok, which in turn is loosely based on Norse mythology. It was first released in Korea on the 1st of April 2002 and surprisingly ended up being popular in Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, and also South America. Back when I was a lot younger, I didn't really know how grindy this game was, and was just content to enjoy whatever meager fun I received from playing. When I tried out the game again, I realized how tedious it was after trying to play it old school style, where you still have to do quests in order to change your jobs and how long it takes to level up. If you guys are into the more classic style of gameplay, I suggest that you guys check out old school Ragnarok Online or the Deverucci server, who still adhere to the old ways. If you're the sort who don't have the time to grind that much and wish to just take a small dip into the game for nostalgia's sake, there is one variant of Ragnarok Online that I can recommend. It's called Revival RO, and of course, like many other Ragnarok Online variants that exist to this day, it's free to play. Here's a couple of features that Revival RO has, which helps people that don't have that much time in the game. Number 1. Buffs to your character after job change, so that you can immediately gain extra job levels starting out through fighting mobs that are way harder than you'd normally fight without one. Number 2. Extra experience gain. For example, let's take an ordinary monster called Minoris that can be found on the 4th floor of the Sphinx dungeon. Killing one of these earns you 449 XP in the renewal version of RO, and it is 2750 XP in base XP for pre-renewal. In Revival RO, you get 50 times this amount, and while it may seem too much, bear in mind that once you hit 80 plus, it still takes quite a lot of kills even with the increased experience gain. Number 3. Free base level and job level up tickets starting out. Say you want to level a crafting blacksmith for your guild, but it was rather annoying to do so when you're just 5 basic levels away from 99. If you talk to the characters with the first job change at the hub, you can receive these free base level and job level tickets per character. Number 4. Skill and stat respec for all levels. Now, back then, there was no way to respec your character in Ragnarok Online in case you mess up your build, other than through a lot of grinding or through paying real money. And it didn't help that you can't take back any stat that you do increase in this game. Because of this, certain builds like blacksmiths that are built for crafting need to leech off XP off a fighting party in order to have the right stats. With this respec, you can make solo-friendly builds starting out and then turn the characters into crafters afterwards without too much grinding. Number 5. Extra HP. This might seem like a weird feature, but keep in mind that Ragnarok Online wasn't meant to be a solo game. People are meant to party with others in order to beat enemies in-game. With extra hit points, now you can fight monsters that you normally can't beat alone, which is handy if you can't find anyone to party with in this game. Number 6. Instant job change. In Ragnarok Online, back then you had to pass tests, quests, and maybe even gauntlets in order to change from, say, a thief to a rogue. This tends to be such a huge pain in the ass that I see features where the server owners even put an NPC whose job is to instantly change your job, even back then when I was a kid. With this, you don't have to do that anymore. Number 7. Free teleports and storage access. Great for speeding up your leveling through increased overall DPS by using +7 and +5 weapons that your other characters bought, without having to first grind some Zenny. Number 8. Zenny Bank that's shared between characters. Now your merchant character with maxed out discount and overcharge can easily transfer the Zennies that you made with said character to other ones, with no additional charges. And that's what I remember. Again, this recommendation is for the people that just want to have a pleasant time remembering the old days instead of having to remember where to grind, what items to get, and such. If this video was useful or at the very least amusing, do subscribe, and as always, have a great time.